historically for our brands, we've always looked at last click, ROAS and Google Analytics. And I think there's an agreement that Meta is doing more than that's conveying. But we just onboarded Northbeam. We've been using No. And so I think it's a little bit of a struggle to align on that new target and what that is going to be and what that's going to be in our busy season versus not. It's been interesting with the weather, I think, this year. Swim historically slows down in July, but this has actually been a strong month because June was relatively cool. And so that's one of them. And then I think the other thing is that one of our brands is primarily a swimwear, but trying to expand into shapewear. And we just haven't seen the results yet with shapewear, despite the brand recognition on the swim side. So part of that is, I think, determining where we're going wrong, maybe with creative, web experience, copy, trying to figure out that launch, because the product quality is there, but the marketing hasn't been effective yet.
Well, number one, on the Northbeam side, the person that actually taught me how to optimize the right way with Northbeam is Mike. So
really,
so there's a whole bunch of stuff. So we have a couple of clients that are on it, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that talks about like the multiplier that he uses and like, or used. It's different for everyone, and he like walks through it. So if you want those resources, just let me know.
Yeah.
Or just go look around and see what you find. Go look around and see what you can find.
Okay.
Yeah, Joey, they're in the other workspace. Probably why you've never seen them. But we can anyway. So that's one thing. And yeah, I mean, getting proof of concept on anything new is like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. Yeah, and arriving at a number with everybody, jumping back to the earlier topic, is also incredibly difficult. So. Yeah, I would start there as you try to go through that. And if you need help in that discussion, and like, that's something that I personally struggle with a lot, is is with each client approaching that differently. Like, hey, where are we at? How are we going to get there? And a lot of times, that's always in like a monthly call with the clients to bring that up. So if you need help in that too, let me know of kind of how we work to arrive at that with different people. A lot of it is based on actually the financial document that Brad Plock shared.
Okay.
So that's like, we used to have our own, and then he built one that was similar but better than what we had. So we will walk through that with clients, say like, here's the baseline numbers and here's the number we're going to get at, and backing all that out. So
awesome.
Anyway,
that all sounds very helpful.
Andrew, is that the unit economics financial sheet that Brad shared? Is that one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which I paid him to make available for all members, because I was like, dude,
awesome.
We all need this.
That's how I use it too.
Yeah, because a lot of it is otherwise you're just shooting in the dark. You know what I mean? And I wanted to have something independent of any third-party tool that was like, you're inputting just raw numbers, not like from a third-party tool. So that. Well, I mean, and the other person, Natalie, I don't know if you've ever spoken to Spencer, if you guys have ever had a meeting, but Spencer's
we've been on
in-house.
calls together, but
okay. Yeah, because Spencer's in-house as well, and like, you guys would be like, have a lot of synergy. I haven't used that word in a long time, but that's true. That's actually probably what you would find. So that's Spencer. I mean, Spencer's the person that I look to learn a lot of this stuff as well, in terms of product launches, how you're arriving at it. Spencer, you're a really thoughtful person in the way that you approach that. And Jenny Lynn too. You'll get a wealth of information from her too.
By one point, Natalie, how long have you been on Northbeam for? Been a few months, or just like,
we just got over the 2-week data collection point, so we're still very early.
Gotcha. Because I don't know if it's a 2 or 3 month time frame, you can schedule a call with them to help understand like what your 1-day click numbers need to be, or even like 7-day click numbers need to be.
Mhm.
And they can pull data that can help you almost understand your conversion leg, but then per platform goals to back out to a certain like MER or whatever your CAC goal is. Super helpful. That's helped us a lot.
Awesome.
But just something to look at.
Thank you.
Sorry, go on, Spencer.
I'll also just add that you mentioned you're using no commerce post-purchase surveys, and we use that quite a bit to kind of contextualize everything that we're seeing across all the different data sources we use. It's especially helpful for kind of getting a proxy like in-platform goal, working backwards from like what channel people are saying they're coming from and response rate and that kind of thing. So I can help on that end too.
Awesome. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
Spencer, you had a pretty robust way of like backtracking into essentially attribution, which I thought was really interesting. We use it very much so as like a percentage of spend, where are people caring about us, and then where we allocate more budget to, and see like almost like incrementality. Like if we spend more here, we see a large percentage come in the post-purchase survey. But Spencer has a pretty robust way of backing into some data.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to message you then.
Yeah, Natalie, I know if you also like need anything in Jared, I used to own part of No at full transparency. Yeah. So like if you need anything from that team, we as a Foxwell person, like you get like, they'll give us basically any sort of consulting you want to like walk through any of that or optimize anything that you're doing. So just shoot me a note.